Hey guys. One sec. I think Che is working on getting it streamed.
I hear music today. Or is that just in my head?
Oh, that's me. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, we are officially streaming. All right, so we're doing another episode of Listing Rehab. Luke, do you have any you want to start? Guys, if you want us to review your property, you need to post it in the short-term rental listing rehab Facebook group. That's where we're getting all of our properties that we're going to go over. So Luke, if you want to take over now, anybody who wants to have theirs looked at, please post it in that group.
Yep. Hit us in the chat if you want us to go directly to, folks that are watching this. Otherwise, we can totally start with people from the Facebook group, which, of course, we want to mention that this is brought to you by the Short Term Shop, where we sell short-term rentals and teach you how to put them on Verbo and make money with them. And we do have a group exactly for the topic that we are talking about today called Short-Term Rental Listing Rehab. We'd love to have you join that. It's a brand new group, but it is definitely taking off. And yep, post them in the comments if you get one, but we'll go ahead and cruise over to the Facebook group itself and find our first one for today's program and see what everybody thinks. So don't be shy, guys. Don't make me do all the talking. And let's go ahead and go with this one. Where are we? We are on Airbnb in Gatlinburg. Which resort is this, guys?
Looks like Chalet Village to me.
Anya, is that Chalet Village? Oh, she's muted.
Sorry, yeah, it does look like Chalet Village.
Okay, beautiful. Cool. And we've got 9 reviews, so this is a relatively new listing, and we do have a bad review of some sort here, or possibly some maybe 4 stars in a row or something like that, unfortunately. But overall, the subcategories are fantastic, but somebody didn't like something. That's okay, guys, right? We're gonna bury this 4.78. No reason to like delist this and start over again. We get 1 or 2 more 5 stars, and this will be with this few of reviews. It only takes 1 or 2 more to get this up to in the 4.8s, 9s. So we're not worried about the reviews. Let's go pictures. I mean, so far I got 0 complaints. I'm gonna go to Tim next, but these 2 here I could flip flop. Not right now, but over time. Looks like Derek has some info here too, but I'll go to Tim and then Derek after I get done with these pictures. And so high quality photos, I think your first 5 were very well chosen, and I think this person is paying attention. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are generally the ones we care most about. I could maybe move this one down here and swap the pool table. Personally, to me, the things that are actually in the house are more important than the amenities of the area. Some people would disagree with that, and I don't think there's any reason to not disagree with me there. But personally,
you went exactly where I was going. I was going to say either the pool table or the hot tub picture for that. Yep. Swapping that out for that 5th. But the other ones I like. Over time I might do a twilight or something on the outside, but that one's definitely not bad. The one that's there. So I like the view off the porch, and you can tell it's actually off the porch. So.
Yep, I think I would maybe even this. We'll call this your hero picture, your number 1. I would flip flop the 3 of these interchangeably, like every few months or every couple months. Everybody shaking their head. Don't be shy.
Yeah, I agree. That's where I was going with that, was saying, bringing that view picture. I think that view picture, to me, that 3rd picture stands out. I use a picture similar to that for the front page of one of mine in Gatlinburg, because I think that just kind of pops. That's great color. That's a great sunset photo. I think that's going to make people at least stop and look. Again, like you said, mix it up, change it every once in a while. And Tim went where I was going. That's something I've started to look at more, is the twilight photos. I think if you do some nice twilight photos, it really can help, just overall give a different feel to everything. And, one thing, we're coming in, we're a couple months away from fall season here. Guys, spend some money, send your photographer back out there in the fall when those leaves are all changing, and get some pictures of that. And whether you use them, a couple of them year round, and then as the season changes, maybe like right now, I would love to have some fall color pictures up there, because people are booking right now for October, and I want them to see what it's going to look like when they go. So I think those are good tips to have. Obviously, they haven't had it that long, but something to look at now, plan ahead for come October, November, line up your photographer and get him out there to get some nice photos of that.
Yeah, that's definitely pro level. That's we do that for all your seasons. We got some really cool winter or snow ones. Whenever it snows, it's like get the photographer out there.
And
So-
Luke, assuming that tree on the right side of that picture, that looks like that's about $300 in vista pruning. Assuming it's on the property, knock that tree down. Definitely open that up if possible.
Yes, we do want to do our best to save as many trees in the world as possible. But these are Tennessee pin pines, and they grow 8 feet a year, and we do have to kind of keep them under control, or they will. They're a special kind of tree in East Tennessee. I want to not to keep going on this, because we're already spending 10 minutes on one picture. But the fact that this is boxed in is great. It can, when you first glance at this as an outsider, you might say, well, why the hell did they do that? It looks ugly. They took up half because, guys, we want to know that this is the actual view that we're going to see while we're standing on this porch. So great job with the perspective here. And guys, as you know, as everybody on this call knows, to have a view like this with this porch in the picture, this view in real life is like, to die for. Because to get this focus with this and this, that mountain is like right there. I mean, you can reach out and grab that thing in real life, so great job on that. It's almost impossible to convey a view that nice in a picture.
I wanted to make 2 comments. One, whenever I see a house where it's listing photos, or on the real estate market or on Airbnb, whenever they show an image indoors before they show an image of the outside, I always think that probably means that the outside is much less cute. And so that the cabin might not be attractive. This one is. And then the other thing is, my cabin in the Smokies, I'm actually going to be making these changes as well. All I have is just a pool table in there, and I just ordered arcades. So I think the game room has a lot of room for improvement in terms of just adding like an arcade game or two, or wall checkers, not checkers, Connect
Connect
4,
Four.
a game like that. That's what I'm doing right now with mine.
And we've got 57 photos, so it's possible this listing could prove us wrong. But I agree with Kelsey. As of right now, we do have room. Most certainly have room for like an upright, one of those skinny multi-cades. So let's cruise through quick and see what else we see here as far as pictures are concerned. I think I have that exact rug from Amazon. It's a nice rug. Great attention to detail. We got the coffee bar. Everybody loves that. Although, guys, I could use more than just a drip maker here. I think we could use a little French press and a Keurig. There may be a Keurig elsewhere in the home, but you would assume it would be on the coffee bar. Nice little workstation here. That is a huge benefit in the past couple of years, almost a necessity. I like
the decor in this. It's not the same old stuff.
Awesome chair, super awesome chair with just a slab of wood desk here that matches perfect with the property. One more note here: we do have captions on the photos. I'm a pro caption guy. Anybody have any thoughts on that? I definitely think they're beneficial.
Yeah, you got to have captions.
I agree.
Definitely.
Yep. all new furniture. We've got an older stackable here, which is fine. If it's still working, who cares? At some point, you're going to want to probably replace. The reason I bring this up because I literally 10 seconds ago was looking at my pictures of my brand new poly, because wood furniture on the porch is probably at some point going to get worn out. But nice looking hot tub. And again, tasteful here, not 16 pictures of the amenities, just 1 or 2 pictures of the amenities is a good idea. In a community like this, you definitely want to have 1 or 2. Let's not do 27 pictures. So far, guys, we are really on to a nice, badass property. I will mention this one has been on our Facebook group for a few days. So we could possibly be looking at the aftermath of the suggestions already made on our Facebook group, which again is short-term rental listing rehab. Headline.
Yeah, what's Stess?
I'm guessing it's suites, but you make an
yeah.
excellent point. You make an
Yeah.
excellent point. You know, the average idiot cruising through trying to book his vacation is like, what is that?
I mean, really, I think 3 King says what it needs to say, you know?
Also, yeah, I agree. 3 King. And then also if we're really struggling for characters here, 3 Mile with no S is better than MLS. I would
Yeah,
guess.
and I would say G-Berg instead of trying to extend out Gatlinburg like that.
Nitpicking, but I do think this STES could be just deleted, and then we can fit an ILES here, MILES, whatever, however you spell that. Lori, okay, we got a 4-bed 3 bath with 5 beds. Again, no boom booms. Oh, we've got some boom booms down here in the space section. And how we doing on the description here, guys? Name of the property is there, but
Yeah, flip flop that around though, you know, move the bullets up.
I agree. Bullet points at the top. But this is very nice. I mean, I could roll with this for a while. No huge complaints. I'm guessing this person's already made some changes since posting this on our Facebook group, because I've got very.
It's funny. It's funny since we've been doing this. Obviously, we're all looking at our listings more.
I am.
I've got 2 listings side by side in Gulf Shores that are literally identical condos, and one of them I have like all the boom booms there, and the other one I don't. And it's like $6,000 ahead of the other one for the year, and that's really the only difference between the 2. Is one that I went through them. I'm like, holy crap! So
Look at that! Look at that! Proof is in the boom booms, I suppose. Calendar's a little shy, but again, we are brand new-ish property in slow season, give or take. So guys, what's going on with just Saturday being blocked the entire month of September? That's got to be some sort of mistake, right?
Probably no check-in or check-outs on Saturday. I'm guessing they have a rule set in place where they don't want people checking it out on Saturday for some reason. They want to make sure to optimize that Saturday night.
I would probably lose that if that's the case,
Yeah.
especially being new.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, I hate it. I have it happen all the time. I get people that check out on Saturday and then people check in on Sunday because they don't want to pay that higher rate. You know, it's not ideal, but you sometimes you got to just take what you can get.
Yeah,
Great.
you got to be mining for reviews right now.
Yeah.
Agree on all points. One thing I'll take further on that is it may be on the beach. You could do a no Saturday, but I do think it's kind of being a little bit lazy, especially when you're brand new. So let's look at prices here. 225 September 4.3. I've got no problem with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hey, Luke, pull up the description again.
And now, with that said, I might do it if it's not full. I mean, I might drop that to a 199.
I agree. A lot of people would disagree. Now, wait a minute. October's looking very nice. I don't know. Yeah, hold on. Let me go back and get rid of the. No. That's not what I want. There we go. Okay, never mind. October only has those Saturday blockouts. Okay, so I think 359 for an empty October and basically the 1st of September might be a little high as well. But not too far off. Not too. Go ahead, Derek, with the description.
Well, somebody was asking. She was asking what boom booms are. So he's talking about these bullet points.
Yeah,
He's
these
saying-
are boom booms.
That's
Yeah,
what
we
he's
need to. Not everybody comes every week, Luke. We got.
Oh, that's
true.
Yeah, so
we
booms are.
Yeah, with bullet point boom booms, basically just like, hey, instead of saying, instead of having it like this, like a run-on sentence, you would have it basically how they have it here, formatted like this. With they don't need the asterisks, but 3 king suites, 2 pull-out sofas. I'd put that towards the bottom. I don't think you want to really attract pull-out sofa people as much as you would maybe a vaulted great room, pool table, hot tub. So in other words, instead of having these all right next to each other in a big run-on sentence, put them vertical.
And
Okay,
if you close that, that's what people see. Here's the reason for that. When people first look at your listing, there's hover over the preview there, Luke. That's what they see right there. So if you got just bullets, that's what's drawing them in. So.
Yep. We really need to focus on what happens before they click show more, because by the time they click show more, they're probably sucked in. You really need somebody who's very interested in this home to even click on that. So go through and this, I'm guilty of this too. I need to go and look at mine as a guest and see what happens here. There's a name for this. Chuck Kramer has a name for this section, but I can't remember what it was.
Above the fold, I think.
Above the fold. Yes. Kramer with his nicknames. It's probably not a nickname.
I have a Chuck
That's
Kramer.
not nicknames. That's newspaper
right
talk. Above the fold is reference for newspapers.
Oh, so he's just yeah, okay. Never mind. I won't make that joke. Anyway,
I'll say he's just old.
yeah.
He's just old. That's where you were going, Luke. I'll say it for you.
Maybe.
He's not here to defend
But,
himself.
yeah, he's not here. Great job on this one, guys. I think you're really onto something. The house is killer. The view is fantastic. This is a no-brainer on this property. Bravo. All right. Let's see. Let's go to the chat here.
Got Prashant and we've got Rachel.
All right. We'll go here to Prashant in Galveston.
That's one of Derek's neighbors.
I was gonna say that's my neighbor. I can see my
There's
cabin. in
Derek's
that
right
first
here.
picture.
I think the Derek's is the one
I
on the
know.
left, the pink one on the left.
That'd be the,
I'm the pink one on the
Yeah.
left, and my buddy Jonathan is the purple one on the right. So we got that run right there.
Oh, you got the whole thing here. Okay, cool. So there.
Oh yeah, this is the one where Derek, you were looking at the blue one and then they got it, and so you had to get the pink one.
Yeah, Prashant actually, I guess, got this house that bought before me because he got in. He was quicker than I was because I wanted the blue one and I got the pink one. But I'm happy with my pink beach house. I ain't complaining.
Well, Derek owns this house right here. He's an expert on the panel, one of our agents, biggest gross sales in the Smoky Mountains 2021. So I'll drive the ship, but you steer it, man. I mean, you tell me what to do here.
This is Kelsey's neck of the woods. She knows it better than I do. I just bought one there. I'm not,
All right.
and I'm barely paying attention to it. So I need.
Kelsey, we'll let you talk, and Derek, you be the commentator behind her, and we'll start with the headline.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about the headline. I don't.
No,
It
it doesn't
Yeah.
speak to the amenities. I'm wondering if they have the tiki bar. I'm wondering if they have like hammocks. What do they have that's fun?
Tiki
Yeah,
bars are common in this market.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, this market, people come here and Crystal Beach is somewhat remote. And so they're coming to enjoy the beach and enjoy the beach house. That's where I'm going to say 90% of their entertainment is coming from. So they spend a lot of time at the house. I don't like that last picture of the deck. Is the deck stained or is it wet during the picture? These are pretty new. I'm surprised the deck looks like that. Is it stained?
I think it's just those decks were pretty rough. That's why I stained mine. That
Okay.
light.
The playground's cool in the backyard.
Pretty common though, right? To be this close to the water, it's going to affect the
Yeah.
wood. You do need to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, I always recommend that people stain it or put some kind of, weatherproofing on it.
This is really cool.
Yeah. The builder typically furnishes these, like partially furnishes these, and the couches are never good. It looks like they kept the original couches, and these houses sleep a lot of people. And I think the living room, the way it looked, probably only sat like 7 or 8 people. Maybe there's more chairs. There's 4 little chairs, and then like 5.
I'm thinking
spaces
that
for seating for
the
5.
basement tiki bar area. I mean, to me, there's plenty of room there to throw up a little bit of, maybe some lights. I know there's the big spotlights there, but that could, give that a little vibrancy, a little life. People are going to want to hang out down there and drink a margarita or whatever, play off that. Right now there's just no, it's just chairs and tables, whatever, a parrot, put something down there, some
It
sort
looks
of wooden
really
cheesy
sterile.
thing.
Like it's so far away. The lighting isn't great in that back corner, and they don't have anything, like a little bit of staging would help.
I'm
Yeah.
now
It was
putting
very-
string
very
lights. I'm putting
bland.
string lights.
String
I'm
lights.
putting string lights and a parrot in every one of my places now.
Parrots.
A parrot.
Hey, pink flamingos.
Very bland, very generic.
New drip makers, bravo. I think that's a good idea, especially for a larger house. And you got it, they may have gotten this directly from me, because I talk about this all the time. The cheap, easy Mr. Coffee that everybody can figure out, and then a fancy Cuisinart that the real coffee lover, is going to respect this, because you'll get if you only have this one, you'll get the people that'll say your coffee machine's broken because they can't figure out how to use it, but everybody knows how to use this one. So you're covering all bases here. And also, this is a large house. You may need to get both pots going every morning. So good job on that. Just little things like that will basically make your life easier.
And back on the headline, like you guys were saying, like somebody pointed out, it says sun soaked and comfy. I mean, that's everybody, right? I mean, who's not going to have a beach house that's sun soaked? That's like saying we have a sandy beach. So reserve that space for something that's going to be a little more specific to what's going on.
Comfy
Well,
to me
like-
sounds old.
True. Yeah, a little bit. And what about a walk to beach or something like that would be a little more appropriate, I suppose, to offer them
Like-
some guidance?
Well,
How many
they have
steps?
100 feet to beach, or to ocean.
Yeah, which it's not the ocean.
It's
so,
also not the ocean.
Really
yeah,
the
that's-
Gulf, yeah.
yeah. but
People
I would-
people will nitpick on that, right,
yeah,
Derek?
I would-
Oh, big
I would
time.
change
Pe-
that. I would
Oh,
change
yeah.
that.
People
Yeah.
here, if you say ocean, they will tear you
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, here being Avery and I are in Florida, and
Yeah,
but not same body of water, I suppose.
All this being said, he has 17 reviews and 5 stars. So
Mhm.
he's doing quite well.
It's a nice place.
Yeah, it
Those
looks to me-
places, when you're on the street, it feels like a good time.
He's
Yeah,
just
he's doing everything right.
Yeah, look right
we're
there.
talking about just making it, the final polish on it for sure. There's nothing
This,
wrong here.
this is awesome. You walk right
Yeah.
out of the house, boom, you're on the beach.
If he
I also
had,
like
maybe if he had a picture that showed kind of like the comment in the last video, if he was showing the walking bridge to the beach from the balcony of his house, that could be. I don't
Yeah, I
think.
Those aerials can use an arrow too.
Yeah.
That one's,
Yeah.
it's pretty obvious on that one, but some of the other ones where you're, the drone shot, give it an arrow so they know which house it is.
Avery, talk to me about the benefits or disadvantages of being here versus being here. Do I care? The
Did you
property
say
itself?
me?
Yeah.
Tell you? The insurance is going to be higher right on the sand for an owner, but in terms of like listing, I would just get a good shot of like from the balcony of that house of the boardwalk thing right there, and like, okay, this is right where you go. I don't know, I feel like you were leading me, and I
Yeah, I
did not
was.
find what
Yeah,
you were
just
looking
to me,
for.
As an owner myself, I think I would honestly probably rather have one of these. So because this one up here is going to be quite a bit more expensive, Derek, Kelsey,
Yeah.
and rent wise, we may be better off second tier on many beach areas. So just anybody if you're brand new checking this from an outsider's perspective, you'd say, well, I'd rather have this one up here. But me as a buyer, I think I would rather have one of these back here because the price difference to get up here is really maybe in some cases not worth it.
Yeah, I think that's the key is it's all relative to it. I mean, obviously we would all rather be first tier on the beach, but if I'm not going to pay $250,000 more to be, 50 feet closer to the beach, I don't think that's, justifiable, or even maybe even $100,000 more.
Yeah, I was going
I
to
don't
say
think
in
that's
Destin,
that much more money.
to go from here to here in Destin, you're talking what, Avery, $3 million bucks,
Yeah. Yeah. It's a big price jump between one tier off and front row.
I don't think
Here
it,
in Gilcrest, it's probably $250,000 difference.
Okay.
Right there between those two
That's
rows
awesome.
of houses.
So you could
Depending on
maybe
the
in this
house
market,
size.
that's something you would consider then, and maybe it depends on the returns, I suppose. All right, let's go down here to the Kelsey. What do we see here?
I think that you're right about putting the bullet points above the fold, just because in the whole show more, it kind of all blends together when you're looking at, when you click on a listing and you go into it. Before you hit show more, it's just kind of like paragraphs of text, and it does kind of make me just want to scroll.
Yep. And let's see, we got all the weekends booked in September, October, nothing price wise. Of course, again, this is slow. We're sliding into slow season on the beach. Derek, what do you have this thing in October?
I'm pretty much right in line with that. I can't tell you off
Okay.
the top of my head exactly what I'm in, but that's pretty much in line with what I'm at. And my August and September is pretty bleak right now too. But I had, it's a beach market, and most of your revenue is going to come in those summer months. And I had a phenomenal June and July, and now it slows down a little bit. And just for reference too, that's Gilchrist. Kelsey can say this. It's on the northern side of Crystal Beach. So if you go to Airbnb or Vrbo and you search Crystal Beach, it's going to be just off the map. So we're going to have to be a little bit cheaper than if we were right in Crystal Beach, the main area that comes up on the quick search. So there's balance to that too. But I think his listing looks great. I'm going to steal some ideas from it.
One
Very
thing
nice.
I'd mention about being on the first row, insurance, yes, the price. The other thing is that when there's huge events that come through, you don't really get to choose what's in your backyard. So being second or third row kind of gives you a little bit of separation.
Yeah.
So you get to have, in some ways, more privacy because
Yeah, I
you can
agree.
choose what's in your backyard.
Crystal Beach is like Lord of the Flies, like anything goes. It's wide open out there. I mean, you might be first tier on the beach, but you may wake up one morning and there's a freaking RV parked in front of your house on the beach. So second tier is a little bit actually safer out there.
Welcome to the Wild Wild West.
It's a wild.
Here in the South.
It's wild over there, man.
The short-term shop doing listing rehab, and I do want to encourage anybody to please send Vrbo listings as well. We are very pro Vrbo around here. The only thing we're getting so far is Airbnb, so feel free to shoot over some Verbos if you would like. But let's go here to Panama City Beach. No representatives from Panama City Beach on today's call.
Hey,
ahead.
before we talk about this one, let's give a shout out. This is Michael and Rachel Firestone. They are actually closing next week on their second Airbnb in Blue Ridge. So this is their one in Panama City, but they're closing in Blue Ridge on Tuesday.
Oh, congrats. And Rachel is here live. So
Oh.
she's watching.
Wonderful. Again,
Congratulations.
Congratulations. So Christine's helping them there in Blue Ridge, but we don't have a Panama City Beach representative on the call, but Avery and I do live just down the street from this market and own properties on both sides of this market. On, the
On
north,
both sides, but not in it.
Not in it, but up the beach and down the beach, both ways. Let's go with the headline here now. Bravo. Yeah, I got no problem with that headline at all. I
Yeah.
think it's perfect. Sorry, Rachel, I don't have any advice. Let's go to the pictures here. She does have them with the categories, which is great. Sometimes I find that when they do the property overview, it you know what I mean? Like it just separates it by room. And then down here, we could maybe add a couple with the categories. Is it I don't know. Sometimes I like it better when they're not in categories, but they kind of have to be. If that makes any sense at all. In other words, it's hard to get, for me, it's like, okay, there's a bunch of bedrooms, sweet. But, you know, if they're not in categories, it is a little easier to kind of see exactly what's going on. But overall, I think the categories are beneficial.
I've struggled with that a little bit too. It's just like if you actually try and surf those, like 'cause that's why I have all mine. It's I go back and forth whether that's better. I think it is, but it's weird navigating.
Yeah,
I
it is.
think- I think what I'm seeing is that it's like they've got the basics down. I mean, everybody, you can only spend so much time setting something up if you have like a W-2 job, which is how most people can afford to have a, you know, $500,000 vacation rental house. But they don't really have like any accessories. So we kind of did this too. We took a grandma cabin and made it into, you know, basic. We did the furniture, but there really wasn't any decor until we went back the second time. So it honestly just looks like it needs stuff. Like there's no lamp next
Yeah,
to the
just a couple.
couch.
Need a new
It just
couch
needs
for
some
sure. New couch,
stuff.
new table. Just
I would
a couple
maybe
of things.
I would maybe skip this one, that white end table on the side. Maybe it needs like a little coffee table or something. It just needs some stuff that makes it look like a house, like inviting.
It needs a parrot.
Where's the parrot, man? I agree. I bet you these end tables were in this home when they purchased it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And they weren't
Oh, yeah, for
terrible,
sure.
and it's hard to find stuff, and you only had 5 days. I get it. I've been there and done that. They
I
kind
also
of got
agree on the
like,
couch.
it's like
It's
they've got a bachelor pad vibe with really good taste, like really cute blue chair. But there's just not a lot of stuff in it. And
Blue
I've been
chair's
there.
awesome. Blue chair's
Kitchen
Yeah,
looks
awesome.
that
great.
stuff's cute.
Backsplash is awesome. Countertops look to be quartz, so we're gonna leave those. Accent wall in the bedroom is awesome. 2 bedrooms have that.
Bathrooms. Yeah, bathrooms are super
That's
nice.
cute.
Bathrooms are exactly what you want them to be, really, for a rental, and also, you know, so these are indestructible with these white subway tiles, and also not $1 million to create, but they are very, you know, this is very well done. It's beautiful. With the penny rounds on the floor, that's exactly what I do in mine.
Yeah, I think like you guys are saying, not to beat a dead horse here, but you know, just tone down a little bit of the motel-y vibe. You know, it just needs a little warmth added to it where it doesn't feel like, you know, you want it to feel less like a rental and feel more like a home. I always feel like that helps out. And some of these stark white rooms that just have the TV, like those pictures, like there's definitely can be something added there. And we're talking about, you know, $30 at Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
So not, you know, not getting wild by any stretch, but I think it does need some little pops here and there to just make it feel a little more homey.
I couldn't agree more. I really think that, like, you see where there's like no table underneath the TV. I mean, that's literally what I just did at my cabin. I had to go back, you know, second time. It just needs a table underneath it, like a long skinny table that doesn't take up the walkway. And then you need some greenery, which would also help disguise that cord. Maybe some kind of fake greenery that is tall. I put
Maybe
some
something on
books
that
in mine.
wall. Yeah, it's very sterile looking, very sterile, very generic looking.
And I agree, Kelsey, this hurts my brain bad, and I'm guilty of it as well. But you can get an electrician for very reasonable amount of money to put you another outlet. They'll just run it up this wall from this outlet to right behind that TV, and then your cord's gone. And I mean, Tim, how much is that job? $150?
Yeah, it may be a little more than that, but $350. So
Okay.
tops. And with that said, though, you know, and you've said this other stuff, Luke, but have them do 3 of them, you know, because you have them do 1, you're paying for them to come out there, you know, so do it in every room. And
That's the
then
hard
your price each gets cheaper a lot.
The
when
hard
you
part
do
is getting them
multiples.
out. Once they're out there, they're happy to work. You know,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
good point. Good
I
point.
think a little bit of art would help. And I'm the worst
Yeah.
about this myself is I'll start looking at art to put on the walls and then I get overwhelmed and just quit and never come back to it. But there are some really good online places where you can get like big, huge, nice looking, you know, it's not going to be like art, like not that you buy at the gallery for $1 zillion, but nice canvases of pictures of the beach or whatever to put on. I think that would be a huge help here because there's just a lot of white and you just need to break it up a little bit so that the pictures are a little nicer. But I mean, that's a pretty easy fix.
Yeah, I've been using Etsy a lot lately. Get some canvases. I got a couple Dolly Parton canvases recently. I think I ditched this. I get it, but this to me is the same thing, but more professional. What do you think, guys? The Google, you're happy with it?
Yeah, I like the aerial shot with the arrows. The aerial shot, this particular one, I kind of can't tell what I'm doing. Like I would want an arrow to tell me exactly how to get to that beach access. I
And
know
honestly,
I get it, but I'm
the aerial to me looks not as bad. Like looking at the Google one, to me it looks like I'm crossing an interstate. I
Yeah.
just like when you
Yeah,
look
it
at you look at the aerial and it's like, okay, that's no big deal. That's just a little tiny road. So
100%
I like
agree.
the aerial also
Yeah,
better.
this one I looked at this and I'm like, man, I'm gonna kill myself.
I thought the same thing. Then
I'm
I
gonna
saw
end
the
up
aerial.
dead.
I was like,
I'm gonna get hit by a bus. Exterior looks great. This is a very, very cute old brick home. I think it's super cute, and I love the white on the exterior. What do you think, guys?
I would like to see a pop of color on it, whether it's the front door or put some shutters on it or
Bright pink front door.
Both. Yes. Who doesn't like a bright pink or bright blue?
Could they not do some kind of little seating area in the front, like a cute, bright colored, like neon green table?
Yeah, right here
or
underneath
bright
the
yellow or something?
Yeah, a little Pollywood there would be cool,
And
just,
they could do string lights
bar height.
around the corner.
I'd paint both of these front doors bright pink or maybe
Yeah.
possibly like a Calypso green, Sherman-Williams Calypso green. I don't have the number memorized, but I do use that
why
color
do
all
you
the
know
time.
that?
Because we got a lot of houses, Avery.
Have you seen your front doors, Avery?
Yeah, have you seen your front doors?
They're Calypso green.
A lot of them are Calypso green. I don't know the pink off the top of my head that I use on the doors, but it's on a spreadsheet somewhere. You can believe that. Okay, great job here. Oh, there's your little sitting area. Cool little pergola with the outdoor lights.
It's just that there's not color.
This couch is going to get gross. It will, but that's okay. Just let it go for a season or two, and then put some poly, because poly's not cheap, guys. We talk poly, but it is very expensive.
That outdoor stuff, like what he has there, that looks exactly like the stuff I have in Tennessee. Granted, it's Tennessee, not the beach, but it holds up a lot better than you think. It's made to be outdoors. It really holds up pretty well.
Last comment on the pictures. I think we don't have enough. We've only got 25. So everybody's sweet spot is different. Mine, I think, is somewhere around 45 is ideal for me. And I did catch myself on that recently. I looked at one of mine and I had 87 pictures and had to go through and thin the herd. Boom booms. This guy's been paying attention. You got some boom booms, Rachel. Great job. No problems here. I think this is, because again, above the fold, what do we have? We got a 5-minute walk, restaurant, centrally located, private, fully renovated. That's exactly what people want to see. Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Fully renovated and private. I'm buying this. Let's go.
We're all guilty of wanting to tell a story in the beginning, and we don't need to tell the story. We need to hook them in and tell the story after. So it's something I know I need to fix.
And I think at this point, Rachel's just showing off because her calendar for Panama City Beach in the fall could not be better. So October's a little light, but we do have 2 weeks of fall break in October. So I don't think you need to worry about getting it booked right now. You got plenty of time to get that done. Great job on this one. All right, let me see if we've got any other folks that want to. Oh, we've got a Verbo here. Yes, we do. In Gatlinburg. I think we'll have time for at least one more. So if you can get me one more in the chat, or maybe two. Let's see what we've got here. We've got an old A-frame with guys. Am I wrong? An absolutely horrible picture.
Thank you, Luke.
Yeah,
I
it's
wasn't
really
going to say.
grainy.
Yeah, that looks like, iPhone or something on a stick.
But
Yeah.
On a stick.
I think
mean,
that's a cheap drone at night.
iPhones are like actually a pretty high dollar camera, really. Tim's a pretty high level photographer. iPhone's not bad, right? This is worse than an iPhone.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
they've got
iPhone on a
decks.
stick.
Hot tub, fire pit, place to sit. They've got what they need. It's just a bad picture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
picture stinks. House looks
I mean,
great.
guys,
Lights.
these investments you're making deserve great photography. Every single one of them. Period. The end.
Yeah, iPhone on a stick. The hot tub is high dollar. I mean, it's got the fancy,
Mhm.
auto
Cover.
cover.
Yeah.
I think it's a great view. I think that
And
view
out.
during the
Oh,
day,
wow.
nice.
That's a good one.
That's cool.
Avery just got chills.
That's good. That's fall colors in there.
That is a
Hey.
super high dollar hot tub. I don't even know who makes that, but that's no slouch.
It definitely should have been that view from the rail so we can see, is that what I get when I go there?
And I
This
don't
is
know if
great.
it's just, yeah.
See, that's
that?
super cute.
They put up a 4x to hang the lights. Is that what that is?
probably.
That's where the parrot lands.
Yeah, it's the parrot perch.
Parrot on there, man.
Yeah.
Or put a bear.
Floors are
climb up it.
badass. Those
These
floors
this
are
is
cute.
a really cute house. It just
I
needs
like
pro
that a lot.
photos.
Yeah, these pictures of the inside, they're just not sharp.
No.
They're
It's
not doing it any justice.
the house is fantastic.
Kelly,
Uh,
what you've got here is you completely underpromised us and on that picture. And now that we're actually looking at the house, I think we're all just kind of like, holy shit, holy crap, this thing's like cool. So we
I
underpromised.
actually really like the nighttime photo. It's just to do that right, you can do it and it'll look fantastic. But it just takes a pro level person,
I think the
Formatting's-
great thing is that so far nothing needs to be done different to the house, and all they need to do is go pay somebody $500 to go out there, and then their problem is solved.
This
Amen.
picture could not be worse. Even the formatting is wrong. They cut off the top of the house. You can't even tell. It looks like it's like what is this, a tree house?
Well, let's go through and see the rest of the pics.
Can't scroll on.
there the picture's full. So that's
Yeah. If you
that's
expand it.
right.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What was that? Let's go back to that.
That couch is bad. It looks frumpy.
Yeah, it's a little frumpy. Frumpy.
Same with the chairs. Those
Same
are
with
little,
the chairs.
I mean, I could get over the chairs.
I love
but
the colors
couch is
though.
rough.
Okay,
I love the
couple
con- the
furniture
con-
refreshes.
Not bad. I mean, it's not easy to get pictures with fall, decor on your listing. So great job there.
Yeah, that's great.
I like the paneling. The color of it, of the interior is, hold on.
I would probably try to take a picture of the kitchen that didn't show the left side at the same time as the right, because it may make it look skinnier than it is.
We've got a wood burning fireplace. For me, that's a no-go. I'm putting an electric log in there every time. But wait a minute, that does look electric.
That's just
It
the,
does.
well,
So
That
it
could be
could
a
have been
Photoshop.
editing.
I think that's electric.
I assume
Yeah.
wood burning because of the utensils, but I do believe
Yeah.
that's electric.
it's a prop.
Oh, they have an arcade in there.
In the bedroom.
In the bedroom.
May not have a game room.
Yeah. I might find a way to put, I don't know exactly what the floor plan is, but I would now see, I would probably put that arcade game up in that loft bedroom if I was gonna do that.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of this person, but what in the hell is this picture? You got delete this right
That's
now.
bad.
It's horrible. You can't have that on your listing. The house is super cool.
Yeah.
And it's
think it
even a
has-
super cute color.
Color's awesome. The white trim is awesome. The roof looks
Yeah.
very new-ish. No issues with the home at all.
I mean, order a new couch from Costco and then have your photographer go back out. Well, a different photographer.
And again,
You
if we-
are
if we do have-
underselling this house.
Underselling, yes. And if this is an electric fireplace, let's go ahead and pay somebody to come out here and ditch this, because it's just going to cause trouble. They're going to come up and they're going to say, "Well, what the hell? I thought we could build a fire." Or it's going to lead to bugs or something like that. So, bear picture, guys. Thoughts on that?
I like it. I don't have a problem with it. I like the
Yeah.
bears.
There's bears in
Oh.
Gatlinburg.
There's bears in Gatlinburg. There's bears.
Any
There's bears
parrots?
in Pigeon Forge.
And she said bear inside the resort. This looks like my mom's pantry in 1999.
I don't know. I don't know if they're
I
actually
don't-
putting all that stuff. but
Wait,
if
why
they
does
are,
it have
Yeah.
food there?
I'd get
I
rid of
don't-
that. Yeah,
I would
I'm not-
ditch that.
I'm not a
This has
fan
got to
of that.
go.
Right.
Unless you're providing salt and vinegar lays for every single guest, you got to get rid of this picture.
And a loaf of bread. I mean, no, I'm sorry. I don't.
I
I
want
don't
a
understand
sandwich.
the picture.
I want a sandwich now.
I
Yeah,
love
those
these
mini
top-
muffins really do bring back memories, though. We used to eat those like constantly.
I'm
tops,
having
how-
flashbacks from my Pop-Tart days.
Yeah,
I
we
bet-
were more of the cinnamon Pop Tart family than strawberry.
I did them all.
I met little Debbie one time.
Yeah.
She's a real person and she's not little.
I could make a
Cosmo
reference
Lies.
to the Monsters on the Mountain concert I was at this weekend, but I won't because it's not appropriate for a Facebook Live, I don't think.
These tops are good. These are contractor grade, but that's my favorite color of the inexpensive tops. I have these in 100 ounces. These are awesome, and I also like the natural edge on it. That's really cool.
Yeah,
the raw.
live edge.
Now this, on the other hand, I don't know that I would have done the granite backsplash, especially with the gap. Nobody's going to see that unless you put the Cheerio picture in front of them, probably. But I'm not super crazy about doing the granite as a backsplash.
Well, some people do. I think that's just a personal preference.
Guys-
It's not going to make a difference on the rentals.
No.
No, absolutely. And what about the baby toys? Do we want to include those, or do we want to have them rent, or what do we do there?
So that is, if they are there, I'm very conflicted on baby toys because I have small children and it would be awesome to not have to tote around all of their crap everywhere and there would be stuff there. But on the other hand, we just came out of COVID. Kids are nasty anyway. And especially if something like breaks or hurts one or pinches one or whatever, like that's where I'm conflicted. It would be nice, but also I don't want to be the person that owns the toy that a kid like smacked their sister in the head with and gave her a concussion. And then they're messaging me on Airbnb about I shouldn't have hard toys or whatever. So that makes me nervous in some ways.
Okay, this is where
It's
it gets
just
a little,
it's a terrible
no,
picture
wait.
it
regardless.
gets a little weird here. Avery, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, I see that. So she says, okay, can you stop with the cursor? You're making me dizzy. All right. She's actually saying this is where you can rent these
Need-
things. So
need a
that's
crib?
good.
Call these
I
guys.
probably wouldn't have a picture of that. I would just make a note in your guidebook or something like, hey, do you need a pack and play or baby toys you can rent from this place? I probably wouldn't put it in the pictures because people aren't going to read because people don't read. They're just going to
Nobody-
assume that stuff is there. And if they're expecting it and then it's not there, then you might be, in for a bad review there.
Yeah, well, and the way Verbo does these pictures, I mean, that caption is little itty bitty bottom in the corner. I mean, even if you are paying attention and trying to read, it doesn't stand out. You can't see it. I mean, half of the scripting blends into the photo. Yeah, I wouldn't do that either.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest too. As somebody that doesn't have little kids, if I'm picking out an Airbnb and it's got a ton of little kid toys, I'm probably
Yeah.
not choosing that one because I just
Yeah.
don't want to deal with all the yuck of, even though that's a rental thing, I would just assume they're there based on that picture, and I'm moving on probably.
Yeah.
All the yuck. Bring your parrot, no yuck. And also there's just a formatting issue here because I'm guessing this pillow or whatever this is probably said the same name here as Baby Quip.
Baby Quip.
And so this was not formatted properly and looks more like a little like kid jail or something. But
Yeah.
Cobbly Knob, we got some amenities here. Golf course. We've included a picture of the Smoky Mountain sign on the entrance, which I don't mind that. A lot of people are. I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's very common for my guests to not even know they're coming to a national park in this market, which is, it blows my mind how that's possible. I have no idea. I don't mind this. There's the Klingman's Dome again here. We're getting to too many amenity pictures. Anybody disagree?
I would focus a little more on that golf course at the bottom of Cobbly Knob because that's a nice golf course. It's a Gary Player designed golf course. And for people who are actually looking to play golf and knowing that it's right there in the resort, I spent my whole life trying to like drag my parents away from the golf course, but so wouldn't, not something I'm looking for, but people who are golfers would love that.
We do have elk, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever had. I own in Cobbly Knob, but I don't know that I've ever had anybody come there and even care about. I've had maybe one person. I've owned that property going on 2 years, and one person I think has asked me about the golf course. I don't.
Oh,
think
really?
Yeah, I don't think most people care, and it's not like
Is
it's
that-
free. If it was an amenity and you got a free round or something like that, it'd be one thing. But I mean, yeah, you're close. I mean, I make note of it certainly in my listing, but I don't think anybody's going there to play golf. Just my opinion.
We do have elk in the Great Smoky Mountains. They're not indigenous. They put, I believe, it was a herd of 200 or so in the late 80s, and they did take. But that being said, they are very rare. It seems they're making it sound like it's fairly easy to catch a view of one, and the vast amount of times that Avery and I have spent there, we've never seen an elk. We've seen plenty of other wildlife. Anybody else seen an elk?
I've never seen an elk. I've
Sounds
seen
like
plenty of bears.
sounds like our Bigfoot in North Georgia.
There's been a lot of talk of an elk sighting in Weirds Valley recently, but I haven't seen it.
Way too many amenity pictures. All right, to the point where I'm not even really interested in. Well, there's only one more, but I was kind of over it. To be honest.
Yeah,
34.
the other thing with that-
reviews.
34 5 stars. I mean, you can't. It's hard to complain about that,
They
right?
have over delivered on this horrible hero picture.
Yeah.
So you can't deny. I mean, 34 5 stars is not easy.
And that's
Oh,
The
really,
place,
so that's
They
really
booked thinking they were getting this, and then they show up and it's way nicer than they thought. They're
Not a
pleasantly
bad-
surprised.
under
Maybe you
promise,
should
over
leave
deliver.
a crappy picture.
Maybe.
Headline looks good to me.
Yeah, obviously they're updating, they're staying on top of it. They've got the keywords in there, fall retreat, so they're doing, they're updating it on a regular basis. So give them credit for that.
Big giant blocks of copy.
Yeah.
Oh, Gary Player. Look at that. This person must
and
have been a freaking trouble.
those boom booms are good. I mean, they had some good stuff in there. So
Attractions. Yep.
Oh, would
And
you just
pricing.
format all that info into boom booms, more of them?
Well, no, I think you just lead with it. You can still tell the story. I think like what Luke's talking about is get the bullet points, get the boom booms at the very top. And then when they open on it, then you can tell your story underneath that, because now you've got the person interested. I think
That
that's
is
once they're,
flip-flop.
yeah, exactly. Once they're in and they open it, then
yeah.
then you tell all you want.
I think you can even lead with, because there's only like 5 or 6 are actually going to show up. So I think maybe you lead with 5 or 6, and then underneath it, tell your story, and then put the rest of them underneath. Just move a half a dozen of those up to the top, just to try to the most important ones that'll bring people out.
Calendar
Back in,
looks pretty good. We've got a 3-2 here, guys. 1,300 square feet. And it's a pretty small for a 3, but
Yeah.
I'm dropping these nights to $199 all day long. That's just me. I tend to go low on my prices occasionally to put rear ends in the seats. I do end up with fabulous gross incomes at the end of the year. So people kind of crap on me sometimes and say, you're not charging enough. But at the end of the year, my gross incomes work out, if not are better than a lot of other folks. But and again, you're never going to get $350 for this thing the first 2 weeks in November. I just don't see that happening. And $860 for Thanksgiving, guys, on a 3-bedroom. It's a bit optimistic, don't you think?
Stranger things have happened. It's the Smokies.
It's a little high, but they might have just. I mean, people do that and then lower it as it gets closer.
That's true.
It's still a little ways out. So they actually got their Christmas cheaper.
Yeah, Christmas, guys. Whoever, Kelly, if you're watching, your Christmas, she may not know that your Christmas is cheaper than your Thanksgiving. I think we need to be slightly the other way around, if not even. Other way around. It should be even, if not slightly higher at Christmas, I think. But calendar's not horrible. I would definitely drop these little, these dates that need to be filled in. I'd get those to
Yeah.
$199. Put a 1 in
And
front.
those dates, like those midweek fall things, and we're going to talk about this another thing, but I kind of go in and tickle those, I mean, like every couple of days up and down them a little bit. That's what I call it. I go on my price slabs and just tickle it a little. And it always blows me away when I do that. It's like within hours it gets booked. It does it all the time. Like you go
Yeah,
in there and
see,
just play with it. And
You got to be careful. Don't, if you're friends with Tim, he might come over and tickle your parrot.
yeah,
All
you
right?
you might get tickled your parrot.
Tickle my
Well,
parrot.
on that
I'm in.
note,
All right.
Watercolor.
I was about to ask you to do that one
This is what we're doing. Thank you. I will let you go ahead, Avery. You know more about watercolor than I do.
Yeah, so watercolor
highfalutin
is
what we would call this.
yeah, highfalutin. Watercolor is a luxury neighborhood on 30A, which is kind of a luxury market anyway. So I'm pretty excited to go through this one.
I'm going to interrupt. Look what we've got. We need to make note of that. Go ahead, Avery.
Go ahead and go through.
Well, no, we've got a property manager.
Yeah, so you wanted me to go through that. Yeah, property
I was
manager.
just pointing that out.
So I don't know if this is a situation where it is self-managed or is going to be, and she's just got to keep it with them for a little while. But we'll just operate as usual on this. Do you want to go through the pictures? So it comes with a golf cart. Makes me a little bit nervous. Liability wise, I'd rather point them in the direction of where to rent a golf cart, but to each his own. If the guests do like them, they do want to have them. Especially to get around right there. You can take it down to Seaside, which is right next door, and everybody goes to Seaside because there's lots of little food trucks and restaurants and shops and things. So I guarantee everybody who comes is taking that thing down to Seaside. So might be a situation where you need one.
I think in terms of, even if you aren't worried about safety or you've got that part figured out, I would say do not have a golf cart unless you have a plan for if someone runs out of battery, runs out of gas, crashes it. If you don't have somebody that you can reliably call on to go pick up that golf cart or go fix the issue, then you shouldn't have one.
Gorgeous house, gorgeous pictures. I do see golf carts on the side of the road all the time that are abandoned.
This house is awesome.
Yeah, this is a really nice house.
A beautiful bathroom.
Cool. We have those in one of ours.
It could use a little like greenery, like it's kind of got the sterile vibe that the last one did, but much more luxurious. I think a little something here and there, little art, little greenery would help.
Very pretty, very pretty. That's the thing in that market though, is like white on white on white with a stripe of white.
Not
I
my
like
market.
those the light colored Adirondacks.
Need an arrow there. Luke, you're muted.
Yes. This is the obviously the amenity swimming pools in the area, which are fantastic. And there's also like some nice running paths and a little lake behind here, which you can't see in this, but the lake is like right behind here. So we should probably get a little zoomed out on a couple, maybe hopefully they have that somewhere. I've run those trails many times. It just goes all the way through Seaside, etc.
Did I miss any sort of outdoor seating area picture? Like something in
Yeah,
the
there
backyard?
was on the front porch, there were some cute Adirondack chairs. I didn't see like a place to sit down and eat dinner, but there are some
Wow.
chairs to like sit and hang out. Looked like
Okay. I must have just missed
The
it.
thing we're really missing on the pictures here, and this is important. Again, I don't know your name because it's a property manager. There's no overhead. We don't know how far to the beach. We don't really know where this thing is. So the only way for me to even figure out where this thing is to kind of come over here to the map. And then to look at this map and understand it, I'm really going to have to know the area. Here's that lake I was talking about. And the chances are, you know, the average Joe that's going to come rent this house is not going to be all that familiar with this area. So we definitely need an overhead with, you know, basically an overhead drone photo of what we have right here, pointing at the at the home, and then keeps zooming back out on me. But I assume to get to, well, we got two options, I think, to get to the beach. We can come this way or we can come up around that way. And there's also all sorts of running trail. This whole county, 30A is all running trail, but there's a bunch of trails up in here, which to me, I don't know, maybe because I run all the time is important, but I would do 2 or 3 or 4 drone overheads, giving a good idea of exactly where this property is. Because the location here is incredible, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is high dollar stuff. I mean, Seaside is like right there. For those of you that don't know what Seaside is, like a guy like me from Nebraska, Seaside is Truman Show. If you've ever seen the Truman Show and in the weird little town they live in, it is a real place in Florida, right there. And it looks exactly like the movie in real life, and it's super cool. They've got boom booms. Again, we got to get rid of this property manager. That's kind of a deal breaker for me. Like, because here's my speech there. Why is the person that owns this house paying so much attention if they're going to use a manager? You know what I mean? Because if you're paying enough attention to get on this call with us, it really wouldn't be that much more work to just list it yourself and cut the manager out.
Who is the, there was a post that Jay posted in our chat there that said, from Chelsea, who said that she inherited a property manager but wanting to branch out on her own. So I don't know if that's her listing, if she's the one that posted this. So it sounds like maybe
Yes,
she got.
yeah, it's Chelsea's listing.
Yeah,
Well,
so she
Chelsea,
got-
the listing is great. I don't know if you had, if you were party to creating this or tweaking it, but whoever did this knows what they're doing. And it's time to get it away from the PM and take over. Look at the bookings. I mean, this thing's booked. So,
And
I don't have a whole
the,
lot of suggestions other than the Zoom,
the title,
drone.
the title doesn't talk anything about the amenities.
Property name and the title is a mistake to me. Again, people go back and forth on that all the time. I think it's a waste. Maybe in the description, but in the title, it's like, well, what is a sea glass dream? What is that? Am I renting a telescope?
Well, and I mean, not for nothing, I don't know the area at all. I mean, you guys all knew what watercolor was. That does just luxury home. Does it need to say watercolor? I mean, if the people who are booking there actually know the neighborhood and know that that's a high end, does that mean something to them? If I'm looking at it, I don't give a crap. I don't know what watercolor is. So
And I think
Well,
they've given out their address, 164 Needle Rush.
That
Ooh,
that
yeah.
company does do that. Like there have been a few things that I've been looking at to buy that were pre-construction in the past, 6 months to a year. And the agent will say, oh, just look up this other address on 360 Blue, and that's what it'll look like finished. So yeah, this particular rental company does just list it by the address.
That's dangerous. We don't want the address anywhere, especially in the freaking headline. And then one more thing here, luxury to me is a bad idea, even though I would say that this house is. But when somebody flying through here looking to book a house sees the word luxury, they're going to say, why didn't you come tuck me in at night and put a chocolate on my pillow and things like that. So I think you got to be kind of careful with that L word. But other than that, Avery, you want to say, or did we lose her?
she disappeared.
She disappeared. All right. Well, I will say goodbye on her behalf. Please join us on the Facebook group related to this same topic, which is short-term rental listing rehab. We'd love to have you over there. And thanks for everybody on the panel for your time, and enjoy the rest of your day.